In this video, I'm going to cover forex trading times, also referred to as trading sessions or session times. And just let you know, this chart is actually representing the sessions on a UK time frame. So as you can see, we've got four major sessions. We've got Sydney session, Tokyo session, the London session, and the New York session. So we are going to come back to this chart in a moment, but I'm just going to get this one up. Just because I think this might explain things a little bit easier. So when we see, the session times, all it is, if you think about where the majority of that destination, if you like, or that currencies transactions are going to be made. So, in UK, our working hours are generally, the majority of us, are between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So basically the banks, corporations, retail traders will be, buying things, making big transactions, and of course, trading the forex market. So because of that, the pound is going to have more momentum between these hours. Not always, but the majority, it's going to have more, I would say, not necessarily volatility, but just more volume. So there's going to be more people trading the pound within our session time because we are from England and we generally get up and go to work and spend money and do all those things within those hours. And the others are exactly the same. So in Sydney, their trading hours are between 7 and 4, Tokyo is between 9 and 6, New York between 8 and 5. So basically on the chart that I've designed out for you, it's just kind of showing you the conversion so that when we're trading, we can see it in a UK time frame when these sessions are opening and of course when the sessions overlap as well. So the trading day starts on a Sunday at 10 p.m. and it opens with the Sydney session. Okay, so let's just stick to the UK time frame for now. So Sunday, trading starts, markets open at 10 p.m. UK time with the Sydney session. And then following on from that, in fact, I'm going to put this one back up. So following on from that, we then have the Tokyo session. And that runs from 1 a.m. till 10 a.m. And then we've got the London session, which runs from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And then ending the trading day with the New York session, which runs from 1 p.m. till 10 p.m. And then this happens obviously day by day. So when the New York session ends at 10, then the new Sydney session begins again. So they're up, ready to do their trading and do all the transactions and get the Sydney or the currencies kind of like moving against the other currencies. All right. And then at the end of the week, the markets close on a Friday evening at 10 p.m. So Sunday opens at 10 p.m. And then each day, we just go back and forwards till you get to Friday, and then it ends with the New York at 10 o'clock. So basically what this means is the markets do close. So if you look at the chart, everything will be frozen. You won't see anything moving, which means you won't be able to make any trades or manage any trades that you've currently got in. But then obviously they will resume again. But what you have to look out for, and it's probably worth just quickly mentioning in this video, is if you're going to keep a trade in overnight, which is basically from one trading day to the other, from 10 p.m. from the New York to the Sydney, you do incur what's called a swap fee. So you incur fees. And also if you're going to trade around these times, spreads are generally larger. But there is videos in the academy that go on a little bit more detail about what the spreads are and what the swaps are. But I just thought it would be worth just mentioning. So you can kind of make a note of that so you know to kind of look for that video as you're going through the videos. All right. And of course, when you're looking at these session times and you probably think, well, how do I know which currencies to trade? How do I know what time to trade? I guess it all depends on a few things, but mainly, when are you able to trade? Maybe you work, 40 hours a week, but you get an hour lunch break at 1 o'clock. So then you think, okay, well, I may trade, 1 o'clock. What's happening at 1? Remember, the New York session opens at 1. And we actually have a session overlap. So we have London session overlap in the New York session. So you may think, oh, well, I'll actually trade the pound against the US dollar because, hopefully it's got a lot of more, well, it will have a lot more volume at this time and you may want to trade that. But then you may think, well, actually, I don't want something that's going to be massive moves. I kind of want to be a bit more reserved and play it a little safe. And you may want to trade another currency pair that moves a little bit slower. And this is something that you will learn as you're trading and when you're practicing on your demo. But I would suggest only picking a few currencies and just watching the sessions and watch how that pair moves throughout different times of the day. And eventually you'll kind of get used to how they move, and you'll find something that's obviously suitable to you, so you'll know, what's going to suit your trading style best. And also, just to add, if you were to say do a Google search and look at different websites, they may have slightly different time frames for obviously the forex sessions, but it's basically, like I said just before, it's just that places, trading, working hours, that's all it is. So some might say, in fact I've seen some say, well actually the London session starts at 7, and I'm sure that different times of the year people may get up earlier, especially in the summer, when it's nice, you want to get out of bed. And then when the winter comes, you may think, oh God, I'm going to have a lie-in now. So there may be less people actually active trading around that time. So it's not kind of one of those like absolute time frames. It's just kind of round and about. But it's generally between 8 and 9 hours and the time frames. But what I'll do is I will save these images within the Academy somewhere. So if you do want to download them and print them out, so you can actually, keep them for reference, and you can see, and also you can see the session overlaps as well. So I hope that was clear to understand. But of course, as always, if you do have any questions, please do reach out to someone in the team.